Why the Holy Bible never records birth dates? Not even once. Shalom. Today I'm answering a question that exposes one of the most intentional patterns in the entire Holy Bible. Is there even one person in Scripture whose birth date is recorded? And the answer is no. Not one, not a day, not a month, not a season, not a constellation. This is not an accident. This is not an omission. This is a covenant design. Let me walk you through it. The patriarchs, not one birth date. The foundational fathers of the covenant, the men whose lives shaped the entire biblical story, have no recorded birth dates. Not Adam, not Noah, not Abraham, not Isaac, not Jacob, not Joseph. We know their ages, but never the day, the month, the season. The Bible is completely silent. The prophets, not one birth date. The men who carried the word of the Most High to nations and kings, not one of them has a recorded birth date. Not Moses, not Joshua, not Samuel, not David, not Solomon, not Isaiah, not Jeremiah, not Ezekiel, not Daniel. Not any of the 12 minor prophets. Not one. The apostles, not one birth date. The men who walked with Jesus, who carried the gospel to the nations, not one of them has a recorded birth date. Not Peter, not James, not John, not Matthew, not Paul, not one. The 12 tribes, not one birth date. This is the most important parallel to Jesus. The 12 sons of Israel, the foundation of the entire covenant nation, have birth order, birth context, birth meaning, birth mother, but no dates. Not a day, not a month, not a season. This is the same pattern applied to Jesus. Jesus himself, no birth date. The Gospels give his age at 12, his ministry age about 30, his death at Passover, but never his birthday, his birth month, his birth season. Because his identity is covenantal, not astrological. The only birthdays in the entire Bible belong to pagan kings. This is the part most people never notice. The only two birthdays mentioned in Scripture are Pharaoh, Herod, both pagan, both oppressive, both tied to death. This is God showing you birthday culture is pagan culture. Covenant identity is not tied to the stars. So why does the Bible give exact dates for national events? Because national events require remembrance. The Bible gives exact dates for the flood, the Exodus, the tabernacle setup, prophetic visions, national victories, covenant ceremonies. These are national markers, not personal identity markers. God preserved national dates. God blocks zodiac dates. So could someone argue the birth dates were removed? No, because the pattern is universal and intentional. If something was removed, you would see inconsistencies, gaps, contradictions, partial dates, hints of missing information. But instead, you see perfect consistency, total silence, no exceptions, no variations, no traces of removal. The Bible is loud in its silence. This is not editing. This is design. The reason is simple. Birth dates tie identity to the heavens. In the ancient world, birthdays were astrological, omen-based, constellation-based, tied to horoscopes, used for divination. God blocked that entire system. So he never gives birth dates, birth months, birth seasons, birth constellations. Not for the patriarchs, not for the prophets, not for the apostles, not for the Messiah. So the final word, when someone asks, is there even one person in the Holy Scriptures whose birth date is recorded? The answer is simple. No, not one. Because God protects covenant identity from zodiac identity. The silence is not a mistake. The silence is the message. Shalom.